Percy went out of his way to reveal that Jean and Logan are actually fucking, which didn't go well with people in the office or people out of it. You know, they also tried to explore it with Cable, Kid Omega, and the Cuckoos.
Yes, I remember that.
Because they didn't know what to do with it, they just let it slip away. So at some point, Sophie started to be with Quentin and no one else, while Esme started dating Cable. With Jean and Logan, they also tried to. They only had 3 interactions in Krakoa in which they were romantic. You know, X-Force 10, X-Force 19, and X-Men with Wolverine wife. And there were a couple of instances that were also weird. Like you had X-Men 7 where Scott and Logan were talking about who's hotter in a speedo or a bikini. Like that.
I love that scene.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
So, like, there were hints, but there were, like, the problem was that they confirmed it and they shouldn't have. Because, you know, the X office was definitely, like, they definitely didn't know what to do. Because the funny thing, in X-19, that was the arc Kid Omega and Jean were dealing with his powers and what's happening on Krakoa. So, it starts with Jean kissing Logan and Scott being weird about Scott. The scene plays intensely weird as if, like, Scott is seeing her cheat on him and he's like, what's happening here? But then later on in issue 19, you have a panel in which Jean talks about how it's truly hurtful to see someone you love in the mind of someone else, or, you know, being influenced in someone else. That issue for me, like, represents the issues with this narrative. Like, you didn't have a narrative. I'm not a fan of these trouble myself. Even if they were going to go into that direction, I would want to explore it the right way. I want to see you have a plan in mind, which you didn't, because, you know, this issue represents that. You just want to make a joke about it.
You keep mentioning how they didn't really know what, they didn't really seem to have a plan for it all. That does seem to be a recurring problem, where they have a good idea, but they don't know what to do with it, and they're almost like afraid to follow.